Sean Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with domestic abuse or pedophilia. His major crime federally sealed. Why did the feds seal the charges against Sean Puffy Combs? I'm going to tell you one reason why the feds sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs. One of the biggest reasons they sealed the charges against Sean is he's being accused of transporting women across state lines. All right,
what's up with it, y'all? So look, man, I'm back again with another video, right? And today, man, we got Dr. UMAR Johnson speaking about this whole situation. If you've been rocking with me, you've been rocking with my channel, y'all know I rock with him. Now, all that stuff about the school and all that other type of stuff, I ain't got nothing to do with that, but I do rock with him, you know what I'm saying, for what he believe in and stand on and stuff like that. But everything gets out of that, that's on y'all to judge and talk about. But anyway, let's get straight into this whole situation right here. So basically, you see how everybody's talking about Diddy and stuff like that. Well, on this video right here, it says that Dr. UMAR Johnson went off about this whole situation, like in Diddy's defense to a certain extent. So I downloaded the video, and then after that I found another video. So I'm finna put both of these together. Well, I already put them together. I'm tripping. I already put these together, so we're finna watch these. I don't know what type of order they in. They might be out of order. Some might play twice. I don't know here, but I got a full-length video that we finna get into, so let's go ahead and do that. But before we do, I do want to say that I hope that everybody out there that's rocking with me consistently on the day-to-day basis is okay, and I'm wishing y'all nothing but the best in every aspect of your life. And when I say this, I'm strictly talking to my supporters and to those who reciprocate the same energy back to me. And yeah, man, I just want to send y'all some peace, blessings, and prosperous energy our way. I got a ticket sale still going on until Monday, and I'm gonna change it up and do another type of sale. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I got a 2025 Chevy Trax that I'm raffling off. I do have a really good ticket sale today. You can get double, triple, or even quadruple the amount of ticket that you would normally get on a regular day. So right now you might want to go ahead and jump in and get you some if you want to. If you don't want to, I ain't doing no tripping on none of that. That's on you. But if you do win this car, it's yours right out, no strings attached, just like I did the last car. And also I do have a cash prize of $1,000 that I'm giving away to 4 different people. I'm gonna break that down in between y'all, so it'll be a total of 5 winners October the 7th. So y'all better jump in on this sale while y'all can. Other than that, let's get straight into this whole situation. And make sure y'all hitting that like button, man. I'm dropping all this consistent content, and that's all I ask y'all to do is hit the like button and let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything. But other than that, let's go and see what's up with Dr. UMAR.
Sean Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with domestic abuse or pedophilia. His major sex crime federally is he's being accused of transporting women across state lines to engage in what we call prostitution. Not Casey, not the freak-offs, not underage girls, but prostitution. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't support prostitution either. I do not support men paying for the sugar box. I do not support black women having to sexually exploit their sugar box in order to pay their bills.
Not the sugar box,
With
man.
that being said,
yeah,
prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. It is the sexual trafficking that Sean Puffy Combs is being accused of. Not domestic abuse, not freak-offs, not stomping out Cassie, not engaging in with underage women. It is interstate sexual trafficking. That is the charge. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up, please God, because when I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence of Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, I have yet to hear anybody give me a specific piece of interstate trafficking evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it for the low political IQ Negroes.
I gotta stop it because that phone, boy, he waving that motherfucker around, boy. I'm over here getting seasick. Damn near, man. Shit. But hey, he got other charges, but the main thing that they're talking about is that. But I do want to know your thoughts and opinions on that. Do y'all feel like that he should be charged for that, because I feel like a lot of people were willing participants. It's just the fact when it comes with drugs and exploitation and blackmailing and all of this is alleged now. But I'm just saying, when they get into all of that right there, that's when you get the tripping and being weird as hell and all the other type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But to actually just fly somebody in, y'all chilling, kicking and things like that, I wouldn't consider that as no sex trafficking, because a lot of the times, man, people do make their way to certain people so they can chill, especially when they like famous and stuff. So you know how they go. But you know, Dr. Umar, he right, but he ain't right, because he do have other things that's going towards him too. But I'm pretty sure he'll figure that out later on down the line and things like that. But let's get back into it.
I'm going to say it for the average political IQ Negroes, and I'm going to say it for the high IQ Negroes. I haven't seen or heard a single piece of evidence against Sean Puffy Gomes. I ain't read it in the New York Times. I ain't read it in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I ain't heard it on CNN. I ain't seen it on headline news. Where is the evidence that Sean Puffy Combs engaged in interstate sex trafficking? I keep hearing about Cassie when I turn on the news. Why are we hearing about Cassie when Cassie has nothing to do with the federal indictment? I don't think any black man should have 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Me neither. Shit, cuz.
I don't think any black man needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Me neither. Damn.
But I haven't seen anywhere in federal law where owning 1,000 bottles of baby oil is a federal crime. Brothers and sisters, are you with me so far? Brothers and sisters, are you with me so far? Do you understand, overstand, and understand what the most requested black scholar in the world is saying right now? Do you understand and overstand and understand what the most requested black scholar in the world is saying right now? Do you understand, overstand, and understand what the premier Pan-Africanist on the planet is saying to you right now?
He gonna pop his
Baby oil is not a federal crime. Stomping out Cassie, he was not charged with a crime. The freak offs are not crimes. So why do we keep hearing about Cassie? Why do we keep hearing about baby oil? Why do we keep hearing about freak offs? Where are the federal charges, and why are the charges being sealed? Why did the feds seal the charges against you?
Now, I feel like it can be a couple of different things why they're having them sealed right now, because they're waiting on certain evidence and certain people to say certain things, I feel. And also, they probably now, this for the conspiracy theorists and things like that. I know I don't get into this lane, really not at all, but I can say sometimes, you know, when people got a lot of shit going on like DIDDY do, you know what I'm saying, they could be saying, hey, look, cuz you can go ahead and get up out of this if you do this and do that. So I can kind of understand it on that side too. But overall, I just feel like that they waiting on enough, because it's certain things that can be let out to the point where his defense can go ahead and just counteract on everything and know how to maneuver right then and there and get up out of certain situations. So the feds do come when they got evidence. I want to say that they got some type of evidence. We don't know what it is, but they got them freaky flicks over there, man. You know, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people swinging from the ceiling, throwing cat across the room, all type of different things happening. But, you know, that's all allegedly. But I just want to say that I do feel like that's the reason why. They either giving him a chance to make something right, or they just waiting to get their case ironclad to the point where there's no way you can get up out of this at all. Because the way that his defense attorneys and things like that are talking, shit, you think that they got this in the bag, you feel me? But let's get back into it.
On Puffy Combs, I'm going to tell you one reason why the feds sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs.
Why is that?
One of the biggest reasons they sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs is because the evidence is probably weak. The evidence is probably weak.
They need something stronger.
And because the evidence is probably weak, that he is guilty of interstate trafficking, and because the evidence is probably weak that he is guilty of interstate trafficking, they had to seal the charges. They had to hide the charges from you and I. They had to hide the charges from you and I long enough for the public execution to be carried out.
Now that makes sense right there too. But look, I'm gonna go ahead and I thought I had added it to here. Here, let me scroll down. Okay, here it is. So I don't know what we're finna get into right here, what part of the video this is right here, but there was an explosive part. I do want to say that's exactly basically what I was trying to say, but he said it in a different way. They can get up out of this in some type of way, but the feds is on this. I do feel like social media and the media in general has overblown this situation. It's a serious situation if everything that they're saying is true happened, but I do feel like that, you know, people got to realize and understand that when you do certain things, you can be doing something that's legal, but when you start doing some weirdo shit on the side, then that's when people get to tripping. You feel me? Throwing extra drugs, spiking punches, and all the other type of shit. Yeah, people don't rock with that too much. Let's get back into this though. My boy for the pop his shit, boy.
Let's be absolutely clear. Didn't Bill Clinton get fellatiated in the Oval Office? Did not William Jefferson Clinton commit adultery and get fellatioed in the Oval Office of the White House and then lied under oath?
He got ate up. It's true.
True or false, brothers and sisters? True or false, brothers and sisters?
What we getting at though?
True or false? Did William Jefferson Clinton, did he or did he not get his phallus gummy beard in the White House Oval Office? Did or did he not get gummy beard by Monica Lewinsky in the White House? Was Thomas Jefferson a pedophile? Did George Washington rape black women and girls? So being a freak and a pedophile is not illegal in the United States of America. 1,000 bottles of dollar store baby oil is against no law in this country.
There's a lot of goddamn baby
oil. Is Diddy a freak? Quite possible. Is he a sexual deviant? Quite possible. Does he belong to the Rainbow Gang? Quite possibly. But I'm looking for evidence that he broke a law. I've been watching some of these Caucasian news streams. I've been watching some of these Caucasian news streams. I've been watching some of these Caucasian news streams, and what I find most interesting, CNN, CNBC, Fox News, even when I read the New York Times, the Philadelphia Inquirer, USA Today, the LA Times, what I'm having trouble wrapping my mind around, brothers and sisters, what the Prince of Pan-Africanism is having trouble wrapping my mind around, is they say that he beat and he stomped out Mrs. Cassie Ventura, which the video clearly proves, in which I will not support nor defend. He stomped her out. They proved that he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They proved that he be having freak-offs all over the country, particularly in New York, Miami, and Los Angeles. What I have yet to hear is any evidence that Sean Puffy Combs is guilty of a federal crime. Let me explain something to you low vibration Negroes. Let me explain something to you low vibration. The federal government does not prosecute crimes. The federal government does not prosecute sex crimes. Sex crimes are prosecuted by the state. But Sean Puffy Combs was arrested by the feds. I want you to listen up real good. I want you to listen up real good to Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade. I'm going to say it again for the Republican Party plantation slaves, and I'm going to say it again for the Democratic Party plantation slaves. The federal government does not prosecute crimes. Sex crimes are prosecuted by the state. The U.S. Constitution does not discuss crimes. The United States Constitution does not discuss sex crimes. So now, Sean Puffy Combs is not being indicted for That is not the primary charge, because the federal government does not process sex crimes. He's being charged with racketeering, conspiracy to engage in crime across state borders. In other words, sex is the object, but it is not the subject. I need y'all to understand what I'm saying. When the government prosecuted the Italian mafia, when the government prosecuted the Italian mafia, when the government prosecuted the Italian mafia, it wasn't because they were selling dope and engaged in embezzlement and things like that, extortion. It's because they did it across state lines. Once you engage in crime across state lines, it is now a federal crime. So it is not the sex per se that got Puffy arrested. It's the fact that he's being accused of doing that and other things across state lines. I need you to understand, overstand, and understand. I need you to understand, overstand, and understand. The federal government does not prosecute crimes. The federal government does not prosecute crimes. But if you are engaging in a federal crime of any sort that crosses state lines, if you are engaged in any kind of a crime that crosses state lines, the feds are now involved. He is not primarily being charged and indicted over crimes. Murder is involved. Racketeering is involved. Extortion is involved. And most pointedly, for you low vibration Negroes, let me be very clear. He is not being charged with domestic violence against any woman. He is not being charged with a federal crime for stomping out Mrs. Casey Ventura. And I'm sorry that happened to that young lady. No woman should ever suffer that type of abuse at the hands of a man. His major crime in the federal case is not the freak-offs. It's not beating on women. The crime against Puff Daddy in the federal case is the transport of women across state lines for sex. Let me say it again. It is not domestic violence. It is not pedophilia. I'm going to say it again. Sean Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with domestic abuse or pedophilia. His major crime federally is he's being accused of transporting women across state lines to engage in what we call prostitution. Not Casey, not the freak-offs, not underage girls, but prostitution. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't support prostitution either. I do not support men paying for the...
So that's what we ran into a while ago. So let's go ahead and skip on down the line. So,
emotionally immature and politically uneducated to engage in a rational conversation about this topic. So I am only talking to Africans with a high EQ and a high PIQ. Only if you have a high emotional IQ and a high political IQ, I'm talking to you. The emotionally uncontrolled and undisciplined Democratic and Republican Party plantation slaves, this is not for you. My feminists, this is not for you. Beta males, this is not for you.
hey, look, I'm going to let him go ahead and say what he got to say. I ain't got too much to say about it. I done say what I had to say plenty of times. Diddy freaky as hell. People be throwing it across the room in there when the parties be going on sometimes, probably. You know, it's a lot of different things that probably happens, but there's really nothing that's basically out there yet, and it's just because they just waiting, in my personal opinion. I know it's something that can stick, but everything can't stick that they're saying. A lot of these people did consent to certain things, but I don't condone a lot of things as well. So don't think I'm trying to take somebody's side or none of that type of weirdo shit. I'm just going with whatever come out, and we're gonna go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you're innocent until proven guilty, even though we done seen some stuff that done made you guilty, but we talking about the federal RICO charge and different things like this. So yeah, we're gonna wait until then for my real verdict and everything, because I'm just going with the unanimous decision that the police make when they show evidence and stuff like that. If they can. If they can't, then it is what it is, you know. But I really ain't into conspiracy theories and things like that. I like to know exactly what the hell going on. But anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I wanna know y'all thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section. It's another video too. I'm gonna try to add it to this video as well, where people are engaging with him about this. So yeah. But that's all I gotta say. I'll holler at y'all later. All right.
Because they need Sean Puffy Combs like Bill Cosby, like R. Kelly, and R. Kelly very well may have been guilty, but we know R. Kelly is not in jail for sex crimes. R. Kelly is in jail because he didn't want to sell his publishing and his masters to a certain company. And Bill Cosby went to jail because he didn't want to let the oil company drill under his house in Massachusetts. One thing is for certain, two things is for sure. Sean Puffy Combs is not in jail for sex crimes. He may be guilty of sex crimes, but he's not in jail for sex crimes. He may be guilty of sex crimes, but he's not in jail for sex crimes. The reason the charges are sealed is they are weak, but they still need Puffy's reputation to be completely destroyed. So even if he beats the charges, nobody will ever allow him on a respectable platform again. This is a public media execution of another black male mogul. I don't care how you feel about him personally. I don't care how you feel about him emotionally. I don't care how you feel about him privately. The reason I'm speaking up, out and against the lynching of Sean Puffy Combs, the reason I'm speaking up, out and against the public execution of Sean Puffy Combs isn't because of Sean Puffy Combs. I don't know that man. I've never met that man. I can't say anything about that man. But I do know there's about 20 million black men in America. I do know that. I do know there's about 20 million black men in America who can't afford the lawyers that Puffy can afford, who can't afford the publicists that Puffy can afford, who can't afford the legal defense that Puffy can afford. So I'm not speaking out for Sean Puffy Combs per se. I'm speaking out for all black men, because any black man can be unfairly charged and unfairly executed in both the public court and the legal court. Let's go back to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. Let's go back to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. Let's go back to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. Notice how the public media lynching began before we knew the details of either case. Y'all remember that? Bill Cosby, we didn't know anything about that case, but he was still being lynched in the media. R. Kelly, we knew very little. How you doing, beautiful? We knew very little about the R. Kelly case while he was still being lynched in the public. Sean Puffy Combs right now is being lynched in the public, and we ain't got no details. You know why? Because the United States government knows something that black people still can't comprehend. The United States government understands something that black people still can't comprehend. The United States government is very clear about something that black people still don't understand. If you want to destroy a black man, you don't do it in the courtroom. You do it in the court of public opinion. If you really want to destroy a black man, you don't do it in the courtroom. You do it in the court of public opinion. Look what they did to Michael Jackson. Look what they did to Michael Jackson because he wanted to buy Marvel Comics. Look what they did to the great, legendary Michael Jackson, highest grossing artist in human history. Michael Jackson was accused of molesting white boys. Even though he beat the case, When you think of Michael Jackson, you still think of the pedophile case, even though the white boys came out and exonerated Michael Jackson. The white boys came out after he was already assassinated by the music industry. White boys came out and exonerated Michael Jackson, but it didn't matter. His credibility was already done. What I'm saying, brothers and sisters, what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, they know what they're doing. They know black people love to see successful black people fail. They know black people love to see successful black people suffer. They know black people love to see successful black people taken down. Whether it's Michael Jackson. Peace and love, African. Good to see you, man. Appreciate that, brother.
I ain't gonna even ask you about Puff.
I'm talking about it now on the live. Yes, sir. All right, God. One love, one love, one love. I don't need to be careful, my brother. I don't need to be careful. One thing about me, I need you to understand this. I am not a celebrity. I am an African freedom fighter. I need y'all to get this. I may have celebrity popularity. I may have celebrity notoriety. I may have a celebrity following. Dr. Umar Ifatunde is not an actor. I'm not a dancer. I'm not a basketball player. I'm not a football player. I'm not a comedian. I am not a celebrity of any type. I am a Pan-Africanist freedom fighter. I am a revolutionary Pan-African nationalist, so I don't have to watch what I say. I don't have any handlers. I don't have Caucasian handlers. I don't have Arab handlers. I don't have Latino handlers. I don't have untouchable handlers. I don't have Kamala Harris's people handlers. I don't have handlers of any kind. I say what I want to say. I say what I want to say. I don't scratch if I don't itch, and I don't dance if I don't like the music. You talking to a free black man. You talking to one of the freest black men you'll ever meet in your life. You hear me? So what I'm saying is, because the evidence against Puffy is probably weak, they need to make sure he was thoroughly lynched in the court of public opinion before he goes to trial. So just like Michael Jackson, even if he is exonerated of the charges, the public smear campaign against that man would have been so great that he will never be able to come back from a public shaming. This is a lynching. And the media knows black people are so emotional. The white-owned media knows black people are so emotional. They know white people are so emotional. Black people are so emotional that you're not even bothering to recognize. They keep talking about Cassie, but Cassie is not a charge. They keep talking about baby oil, but baby oil is not a charge. They keep talking about weapons in his mansion, but I never heard anybody say that he didn't own the weapons. You are allowed to own as many guns as you can afford. So why they keep telling us about Puffy's guns and Puffy's rifles, but they never said that the rifles and the guns were illegally owned? They keep talking about freak-offs, but he's not being federally charged with a freak-off. I'm telling you. I told you this with Bill Cosby. I told you this with R. Kelly. I told you this with Bill Cosby. I told you this with R. Kelly. I'm telling you this with Puffy Combs. I told you this with Michael Jackson. I told you this with Mike. This is not about Puff. And I'm going to block you for being a coon if you say another disrespectful, irrelevant comment. We're not talking about Puffy. We're talking about the image of black men. And we're talking about the fact that what they can do to Puffy, they can do to other black men who cannot afford the lawyers or the publicity that Puffy is getting. If we didn't let him lynch Bill Cosby, there would have never been an R. Kelly. And if we didn't let him lynch R. Kelly, there would have never been another Sean Puffy Combs. The question is, who is next? The question is, who is next? The question is, who is next? Now let me get back on target. The strategy with Sean Puffy Combs,
Just like the strategy with R. Kelly, just like the strategy with Bill Cosby, just like the strategy with Michael Jackson, is to simply bankrupt them through criminal charges. Are y'all listening? Are y'all listening? The strategy is to bankrupt Puffy Combs in court. Bankrupt him in court. Bankrupt Bill Cosby in court. Bankrupt R. Kelly in court. Bankrupt Michael Jackson in court. They want to bankrupt. They want to bankrupt. They want to bankrupt. So by the time they get out of court, even if they win, O.J. Simpson, even if they beat the charges, O.J. Simpson, even if they beat the charges, O.J. Simpson, you will be so broke that nobody will want to be bothered with you, and you'll never be able to build yourself back up. That's what this is about. Now, what are some possible reasons other than sex? Because we know the United States government don't care about no sex crimes. And this is why when black people start talking to me about some Sean Puffy Combs sex crimes, I look the other direction. If you talking about sex crimes in the federal government, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Didn't the federal government engage in a 246-year sex crime called slavery against the African race? I'm going to say it again for the Negroes in the back. I'm going to say it again for the Negroes in the front. I'm going to say it again for the Negroes in a minute. Did this government engage in a 246-year sex crime known as slavery? True or false, brothers and sisters? True or false, brothers and sisters? True or false? Did the United States government engage in a 246-year sex crime known as slavery? Yes or no? Yes or no? So if the United States government was never prosecuted, convicted, or held accountable for the 246-year sex crime known as slavery, you want me to support Puffy going to jail because he owned 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Get your ass up out my face. Get your ass up out my face. Get your simping ass out my damn face right now. You ain't dealing with no emotional Negro idiot. You ain't dealing with no emotional Democratic Party plantation slave. You ain't dealing with no emotional Republican Party plantation slave. You're dealing with the premier political scientist in Black America, the premier Pan-Africanist on the planet. I'ma call it how I see it and let the chips fall where they may. You know why Puffy got arrested? 3 of the main reasons Puffy got arrested. Number 1, Sean Puffy Combs sued the parent liquor company of his drink for not properly advertising its black clients. You need me, King, or you good? Sean Puffy Combs sued the parent liquor company of the drink that he sells. He accused them of racial discrimination in marketing and advertising. Right after Sean Combs filed suit against that liquor company, all his videos and all his freak-off information went public. Number 2, Sean Puffy Combs started a political party to overthrow Donald Trump's regime. Several years ago, Sean Puffy Combs started a black political party to dissuade black people from voting for former President Donald Trump. Not only that, so he sued one of the most powerful liquor companies in the world. He started a black political party to undermine Donald Trump. And the third reason Sean Puffy Combs got arrested at this time, the third reason Sean Puffy Combs got arrested at this time, and the reason they won't give him no bail. Let's deal with the no bail for a minute. Can we deal with the no bail for a minute? Because they love giving black men no bail. R. Kelly didn't get no bail. Sean Combs didn't get no bail. Bill Cosby barely got bail. Michael Jackson barely got bail. You know why Puffy can't get no bail? Why do white celebrities always get bail? Why do white celebrities always get bail? How the hell is Sean Puffy Combs a flight risk? Who the hell don't know who Sean Puffy Combs is? Who the hell don't know who Sean Puffy Combs is? Who the hell don't know who Sean Puffy Combs is? Get your ass up out my face. Sean Puffy Combs wasn't denied bail because he's a flight risk. How the hell a man that popular, everybody know who Sean Puffy Combs is. He's an icon in the entertainment industry. He's an icon in the entertainment industry. He got children in this country. You think Sean Puffy Combs never wants to see his children again? He wasn't denied bail because he's a flight risk, you idiot. Sean Puffy Combs wasn't denied bail because he's a flight risk, you idiot. Sean Puffy Combs was denied bail to make sure he cannot campaign for Kamala Harris. Sean Puffy Combs is a loyal Democratic Party plantation supporter. Sean Puffy Combs is a very loyal Democratic Party plantation supporter. They had to take him down before he went on the campaign trail for Kamala Harris. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Puffy is in jail because it is election season. Let me say it one more time. Puffy is in jail because it is election season. Let me say it one more time. Puffy is in jail because it is election season, brothers and sisters. Am I excusing anything that the brother did? Absolutely not. Am I excusing anything that the brother did wrong? Absolutely not. I'm telling black men and black women who care about the African race. Peace, God. I'm telling black men and black women who care about the African race, you better be careful about letting the government get away with lynching your celebrities because you like to see black people fall. You better be real careful in letting this government get away with lynching famous and successful black people because you like to see black people fail. Because if they can do this to Sean Puffy Combs, if they can do this to Bill Cosby, if they can do this to Michael Jackson, they can do it to you. Black men, you should not be celebrating this because you might be next. Black women, you need to stop celebrating the downfall of black men because when all of us are gone, who's going to protect your ass? Black women, stop celebrating the downfall of black men because when we are all gone, who's going to protect your ass? My premise today is real simple. My premise today is very easy to comprehend. My premise today is so elementary that a third grader can understand it. Where are the charges of interstate sex trafficking? And where is the evidence of interstate sex trafficking? That is all I'm here to say. I need you to understand, overstand, and understand me. I'm not here to defend a freak off. I'm not here to worry about 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I'm not here to defend domestic abuse because I would never. Black women suffer from it more than the women of any other race. I'm simply saying if the man is guilty of a federal crime, why can't the people know what it is? And if the man is guilty of a federal crime, why can't the people be briefed on the evidence that the government has? Y'all say we the people. This is what y'all say. We the people. That's what y'all always talking. We the people. Well, guess what? We the black people of America want to know why our brother can't get bail. We the people of black America want to know why our brother can't can't get bail. That's all. We the people want to know what is the evidence you have against Sean Puffy Combs. I will never support the lynching of a black man by a white man for any reason. Never. If black America needs to punish our own, then we should punish our own. If black America needs to legally lynch or publicly lynch our own, then we should legally lynch or publicly lynch our own. If black America wants to psychologically castrate our own, then let us psychologically castrate our own. I have no problem with black America holding its own accountable. But you will never see me stand with the government that enslaved my ancestors. You will never see me. I don't care what you Negroes gotta say. I don't give a damn what you self-hating Negroes gotta say. You will never see me stand with this government against any African on this planet. You will never see me stand with a government that enslaved my ancestors and has yet to be held accountable for what they did to us. You mean to tell me you're going to bring somebody who looked like me before the court of law? You're going to bring somebody who looks like me before the court of law to be publicly lynched in the name of justice, so you say. But you have yet to bring yourself before the law so justice can be administered for what you did to my people for 248 years. You will never see me ever side with white supremacy against a black man or black woman. It doesn't mean I support what they did. It doesn't mean I condone what they did. It simply means that how can a criminal hold a criminal accountable? I'm going to say it again. Let me make this real simple for you politically uneducated, emotionally undisciplined Democratic Party plantation slaves. How can a criminal hold another criminal accountable? Let me do a couple tap-ins. Who tapping in? Who tapping in right now? I'm going live. Who tapping in? This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, the notorious RBG. Who tapping in right now? What you got to say about Puff? For some reason, they not let me do no tap-ins. For some reason, the white power structure is not letting me tap nobody in. Why they not letting me tap in? They not letting me tap nobody in. Let me try again. They not letting me do no tap-ins, brothers and sisters. There's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy. They not let me do the tap-ins. Where the tap-ins at? Where the tap-ins at? Brothers and sisters, they are not letting me tap y'all in. They are not letting me. Go ahead and make a request. I'm viewing the requests. Let me see. They not letting me tap in, y'all. I don't know if Skamala Harris is doing this. I don't know if Donald Trump is doing this. I don't know if the FBI is doing this. They are not letting Dr. Umar tap in no family right now. Restart the live. Let me restart the live. Let me see. Let me restart the live. We're going to go straight to the tap ins. I'm shutting this down and I'm coming right back with a new live to see if I can restart. There we go. Once, Sister Choyana going twice. Choyana declined. Tap in. Who we tapping in with? Tap in. Where the tap ins at? Real Queen going once. Real Queen going twice. I
You
need
shot my parcel, backing up,
to see your face.
just grabbing my potato.
Talk to
Hey, Dr. Umar, I'm at
Where
work, but I'm stepping
you
out.
at? Where you at, Queen? What city?
Hey, I'm in Auburn, Alabama.
Auburn, Alabama. What is your take on the Sean Puffy Combs situation? Where you stand on this? Are you with the people who say let him go to jail because he was a sexual deviant? Or do you stand for justice and say you should not be getting prosecuted unless you broke a crime? Or do you think he should go to jail regardless because some people feel he's not a good individual? Where do you stand on the Puffy thing?
Okay, Dr. Umar, first of all, I want to say thank you for accepting my request. Been following you for a long time.
Thank
And
you,
I
my
also want to say, I feel like they been knew what he was doing. Of course, it's wrong what he was doing, but I feel like because he wanted to own what is rightfully his, then they start bringing out stuff. Because I've been following the Illuminati stuff for about 5 years since I knew how to work a computer. So I already know how crooked they are. So I feel like they been knew what he was doing, but they just want to do that because he's trying to own his stuff.
well
I'm sorry,
said.
I'm at work. That's why I'm a little discombobulated. But I know I wanted to get on here and say they didn't know what he was doing. They just doing that because he want to own his stuff and he want what's rightfully his, including his money.
I appreciate that. Let me ask you a question. Auburn, Alabama is closest to what major city? Tuskegee, Montgomery?
Yes, it's like Central Alabama. I wrote you about 1 month ago. I came to your thing in Huntsville like 2, 3 months ago. I wrote you a few
Okay,
weeks ago.
there you Huntsville?
No, but I just came there to see you. I live in Alexander City, Alabama. It's close to Auburn, Alabama, Tuskegee, Alabama, everywhere really.
I was asking because I want to come back to Alabama and speak to the people. We need to find a location. If you can find a church or community center or somewhere, I'm ready to come back and talk to the people.
I think you should do it in Tuskegee, Alabama, and they will let you use the high school.
Okay. I'm going to look into that. I appreciate you for tapping in, my queen. Stay beautiful and be safe.
Thank you, Dr. Umar. Love y'all.
Who tapping in with the Prince of Pan-Africanism? Where do you stand on the Puff Daddy situation? T-Dog going once, T-Dog going twice. T-Dog, where you at, black man?
What's going on, brother? Dr. Umar, what's going on with you, brother?
Dog, where you at?
I'm in Birmingham, Alabama currently right now, brother.
Man, we got 2 Alabamas in a row. We just had the Alabama Queen. Now we got the Alabama King. Talk to me, kid, about this Puff Daddy.
Well, with the Puff Daddy situation, man, here's the thing. He's blessed so many people, made a lot of people rich, changed so many lives. I don't think nothing that he's doing is out of the category for people in the entertainment industry because it's a lot of rich men flying people out to have intercourse on the regular. So if that's the case, then a lot of people just need to go down. Because if you're rich, of course you're flying people out. Of course, if you want to be a freak and have a party, you can have it because you have the money to do these things. I don't think no one made anybody do these things. But of course, we know a money play when we see it. And people going to try to jump on the money play. And also, I think all this is coming down on him because of the other things. I don't know if you know, but about some months ago, before it really hit the fan, before everything went crazy, he came up with the black market, like the black market digital thing.
where he was trying to get all the black creators and business owners in one place.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you have that. Then you have him pissing off the alcohol people with DeLeon.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
The
once you
black
step on
party
these,
the little political party he put together to undermine Trump.
right, come on. So when you start stepping on these people's toes, these people are billionaires. They have resources. They have resources, and they have people that's with them as well. You understand what I'm saying? So when these people are now, don't get me now. Let me say this. I don't want nobody to get this confused. Don't get me.
We simply saying that where is the evidence of a federal crime? That's all we saying.
That's what we saying. That's you took the words out of my mouth.
Where is the evidence of a federal crime? And if y'all bringing him down for interstate sex, what about all the people who was with Jerry Epstein? We ain't seen them. Whatever happened to Bill Clinton? He was on that plane. Donald Trump was on that plane. Look at all the people on the Jerry Epstein plane. They ain't been prosecuted yet. So like you said, is this about stopping a problem or trying to destroy a man? Which one is it? Is it about
destroying the man, Dr. Umar? It's about destroying the man. It's definitely about destroying the man. What else do you get out of it?
Thank you.
You know, at the end of the day, as I said, let's think about the people, how many lives he's changed. And then, you know, the thing that pisses me off, there's people that seen these people be around and do these things, right? Whether they felt like he was in the wrong or in the right. So why are we not speaking about these people? Why these people ain't come forward if he is such a wrong? You dig what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you have to understand, not you, because you have great discernment and understand. Not you, I'm just talking in general. People have to understand, as a black man, when you get too powerful and you get to a certain level and you have the money to match that level, you will make our white counterparts filthy. Because you can organize, which is the thing they hate the most.
And you can finance your own movement.
The thing they hate the most. So when we get down to the tip of, that's what I feel like all this is about, because everybody know what Diddy been doing. I'm in the entertainment industry, along with several people that I know. I'm not saying nothing, anything, allegedly what happened, but I'm saying everybody knows how this man gets down and what he like. He like it. This ain't nothing new.
I got you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing new. A lot of people know what's going on and what's been going on. So as you said, stated with Epstein, you know, and so many others.
Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate that. Shout out to Alabama.
For sure,
love, y'all. Love for Alabama family.
For sure. Let's get you in Birmingham, Umar. You need to come to Birmingham.
Let's do
DM
it.
me. I can help set it up, brother.
Set it up.
So DM me. Done.
Set it up.
Right. When you get off, DM me and let's set it up.
Yes, sir. Let's do it, King.
All right, brother.
Brother, be safe. Who tapping in with the king? I'm going to go brother, sister, brother, sister, brother, sister, brother, sister, brother, sister. Who tapping in? Who tapping in? Big Bank Sweetie going once. Big Bank Sweetie going twice.
Hey, how you doing?
Where you at? What city, Queen?
Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah, Jackson, Mississippi. I go to Jackson State.
Mississippi is in the building. So we got Alabama. Now we in Mississippi. What's your take on the Puff Daddy thing? Do you think he did slow down because of all the sexual improprieties, or do you feel this is an act of injustice because y'all holding this man and y'all not telling the people what evidence you have against him? Where do you stand?
I'm be honest. That nigga need to go. Like, it's like no shade. Like, him being a black man, like, I understand.
Protect a lot of black men. He didn't protect black men and women when he was doing what he was doing. So we feel like in this specific situation, he needs to go to jail.
Like,
now, we're not saying that that, oh, he just needs to go to jail, because I obviously agree. Donald Trump, who's that other one? Epstein.
Yeah.
They all need to go down. Hold on, it cut out. We couldn't hear you.
So Donald Trump and Bill Clinton were both on the Jerry Epstein freak-off plane.
I feel like
and they need to go. They need to be locked up.
I think everyone who's trying to normalize.
Well, y'all say he needs to go. Understand white men who are also guilty who are not going to jail.
And that's the problem.
Stay with me though. Why do y'all feel he should go if they're not going? Is that justice? Is that fair?
No.
Y'all break it up a little bit, ladies.
But at the same time,
But
we're not going to normalize it just because he's a black, you know what I'm saying? Just because he's a black man, we're not going to look past the fact that he did what he did.
Right.
We're not going to look past the fact that he was drugging people.
He was kicking a black woman down on the ground like the football. I don't find that.
I agree. Not defending, but here's my question, ladies. I agree with what but you're willing to send Puffy to jail when Donald Trump and Bill Clinton are not going to jail. Why are you willing to send one of your own to jail?
They need to go to jail.
We're saying, they need to go as well.
But Diddy still needs to be locked up.
Locked up though, but they're not going to jail. They are not locked up. They are not charged. They are not indicted.
That's a problem.
But even though they're not being indicted, it's okay for Puffy to go to jail, even though other men are not going who are guilty of things way worse.
Everybody else needs to go to jail too.
We feel all predators,
Puffy in that group.
all people that are harms to black women and children, black men, young black men, they all need to be locked up.
Pride though, but what you're saying is you don't mind Puffy going to jail without the others. In other words, you're okay with injustice.
No.
Well, you are, because you said Puffy need to go, but you know Bill Clinton and Donald Trump are not going to go, so you're okay with it.
But I'm saying they need to go too.
Being applied to black people in a way that it's not applied to white people. You're okay
with
it.
That's a problem. And
like, we're not okay with that.
We're not okay with none of this.
But he is a pedophile. Like, he is drugging people. He is beating women. Like,
we can't
speak past that. Locked up for that. I'm not saying that the other people don't need to be locked up. Like, I'm advocating for them to be locked up.
Donald Trump should have been first.
Yeah, Donald Trump should have been the first place.
But
I think a few people actually should have been first.
It's okay.
But it's like
jail, even if the white guys don't go, right? It's okay for Puffy to go to jail, even though
the white men need to go with them. The white men need to go.
But they're not. They haven't been charged.
And that's the problem. They need to be.
But if they're never going to be charged, you're still okay.
So do you want us to let Diddy go just because everybody else not getting charged?
But I'm saying, if Donald Trump and Bill Clinton are never charged with being a part of the Epstein situation, allegedly, you're okay with the law being applied to black people but not to white people because you still want Puffy to go now. Am I correct?
I'm not okay with the law being applied only to black people. We feel that everybody that is involved in that disgusting, deviant behavior needs to be held accountable.
I want you to answer my question. My beautiful African queen, what up, God? Do you want Puffy to go now, whether or not Bill and Donald are with him? That is the question.
We're not getting no younger. Somebody gotta go.
We feel
yes or
pedophiles need to go.
Yes or no? Do you want
Puffy? No question though. It's more of a elaborative question.
No, because there's
because listen to me, queens, and I'm gonna let you respond to that. Is we as black people have to be careful about supporting the law being unjustifiably and disproportionately applied to us and not other people for the same crime. We should never support that. If you follow where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Say I want Puffy to go to jail when I know there's other men out here who've done as much or worse who will never go to jail, then that means I support the disproportionality and the unfair prosecution of black people when they're not doing the same thing to white people.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. It's just I can't say that I'm okay with him, with Diddy himself. Not the black people, not black men, but I'm not okay with Diddy himself being out and able to get to other people and still be able to do what he does.
You not liking Diddy, does that mean he should go to jail?
No,
He should be
I mean it's no personal thing against Diddy. Like
no,
Diddy's Diddy, you know.
no. Personal or not. Listen to what I'm saying. Because you have a problem with Diddy and he's done wrong things that we all have a problem with. You don't have a problem with him being convicted of a federal crime and going to jail quite possibly for most of the remainder of his natural life. You're okay with that. You don't mind the feds taking him down for you.
I mean, I feel like when I saw that elevator video,
It made me sick.
I was like, he might need to be put. He might need
Because
to be put
I'm
away.
also thinking about his black victims. Like,
wait, you don't know any black man that has ever put his hand on a black woman
They need
before,
to be
true or false?
locked up.
that's
too, though.
yeah,
I'm not
like, I
discriminating
don't
against
support the
that.
violence of I don't
My
support
question-
violence of black people.
No, listen, ladies. My
Okay.
Mississippi.
Okay.
Do you know friend, brother, cousin, classmate, co-worker who has put his hands on a black woman before?
We might.
No, I don't play.
Oh,
I don't know.
We might.
I don't play that type of shit.
Did he go to jail? And if he didn't go to jail, why you want Puffy to go for putting his hands on Cassie, but you know men who beat on women and you never called the police on them?
I mean,
We don't know.
I don't know. Like
So-
anybody,
People don't just come out and say, "Oh yeah, we beat them."
anybody who put their hands on women around me, get they like. It don't be. It don't be nothing sweet after that. So
you called the
This
police.
is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar Tunde. We tapping in with everybody. We going live on a Diddy situation. Do you believe Sean Puffy Combs should go to jail for past deeds, even if he's not guilty of a federal crime? Should Sean Puffy Combs go to jail for past deeds, even if he's not guilty of a federal crime? That's the question, family.
Queen BB going twice. Queen BB going 3 times. Where you at, Queen BB? You tapping in or not?
Hey, how you doing, Dr.
All
Omar?
right, Queen.
How you doing today?
All right. Face that, Queen BB.
You said what?
Where you city? Where you at?
Oh, Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. I'll be up in Lansing in a couple weeks. What is
Okay.
your Puff Daddy situation? Some black women feel like he should go to jail even if he's innocent of the federal crime because of other things he's done in the community. What do you believe?
I don't believe none of it, though. Honestly, I really don't. I think it's way bigger than what we really seeing today. I really don't believe nothing because the videos, like I feel like they've been just sitting on these videos to wait to something like this to happen. I don't believe none of it. Because if y'all gonna prosecute him, y'all need to prosecute everybody else that from way back when I was born to anybody. So if y'all gonna prosecute him, everybody need to go down.
Around in a few. I'm gonna be out here for a while. Yes, ma'am. Oh, not tonight. Yeah, I'm just getting some work done on the school. Take my number. Where your phone at? Take my number. Go ahead, BB.
Yeah, but that's just the way I feel about it. I'm not really into like celebrity lives or anything like that, but I just feel like that if he goes down, everybody needs to go down. Everybody know that Diddy's been freaky for years, so it's nothing new. But for y'all to just try to prosecute him over baby oil,
Right.
like you
got
something bigger than that.
got a whole community of freaks in Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. Like what? it's just crazy. It's crazy to me.
So I can lock you. Got you. All right, Queen. Absolutely, Sister BB. Because for me, like you said, baby oil is not a federal crime. Having a house is not a federal crime if you own it.
Right.
You know, Cassie, that was wrong. But he's not accused of beating Cassie. He wants an idiot comments so the video of him beating Cassie. He's not being charged with beating on Cassie. It got nothing to do with this federal arrest. It has nothing to do with he's being charged with state sex trafficking. That is the charge. Not domestic.
Sex trafficking?
Yes. Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with Cassie. Nothing. Yes. State sex trafficking is the charge. And I'm saying if we ain't got no evidence, let them go. But
so they don't have any evidence for the sex trafficking?
Not that we've seen. They say they do, but they won't release.
So why didn't you put that out there yet? There,
because it's weak, and they needed him off the streets during the election season because they know he will campaign Kamala Harris. And I don't support Kamala Harris, but Puffy is a big-time Democratic supporter, and Donald Trump's army, his judges, needed Puffy off the streets so he couldn't help Kamala Harris get them New York City
so
votes.
You saying Donald Trump put him have something to do with why he in prison?
Maybe not Trump himself, but the Republican power structure. You know, a lot of them judges, they Republicans. They're Republicans.
Yeah.
Puffy to be able to influence the election by getting Kamala Harris votes in New York City, which is the largest city in America. Think about that now. Puffy has a lot of America. That's why he's locked up. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else.
Yeah, that. So when is he going back to court? You know?
I didn't read today. He tried to get back out. They said no. So what his court date is. But
you feel about a lot of people saying like his kids had something to do with a lot of the sex parties, the sex dungeons, and
sons did, but I gotta see the evidence though.
Hey.
Okay, baby. The evidence.
Go.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Who tapping in next? Who tapping in next? Who tapping in next? I'm going back to my man Sunset Smoke. I'm going back to my man Sunset Smoke. Where you at, Sunset Smoke?
What's up, Doc?
What up, kid? But I get back.
I'm at work right now, Doc. I'm in the truck, man.
But what's your take on the Diddy?
Nah, man. P. Diddy should not be arrested for federal crimes if they not giving us proof of a federal crime. They showing bottles of baby oil and all of this type of stuff. And what they're doing is they're preying on the opinion of public to prosecute him how we did Bill Cosby, man. We got all this ignorance on the internet, everybody making fun of it. That's the same thing we did to Bill Cosby. And I was guilty of that too at that time. But you woke me up from there.
Why you think I guilty? What did it?
Nah, man, it's foul, man. And it's like, I mean, you see how our sisters, they messed up in the head, man. We don't stick together for nothing in the world, bro. We gotta learn to stick together, man. We supposed to be out there 100 deep. And this the killer part. They picked a fine time to do it right before the election, right?
Yep, get him off the
like, man, they didn't, as far as the Cassie thing, what that happened like 2015?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
And our people just too blind to see it, man. We going with whatever. We just want something to say.
Did she walk away with like 30 mil or something like that?
Supposedly, but from what I'm hearing, she walked away with a lot more, undisclosed amount.
And don't get me wrong, bottom line is not down to 90, but they
yeah, it's going in and out, man. And I'm from East St. Louis, Doc, but I'm out here in Phoenix, Arizona, delivering a load. All right, I'm gonna make sure to be home around here.
Yes, sir. All right. Hey, brother.
Have a good one.
Right. How you doing, beautiful? Star Kia 77.